Hello.
question is, what are the implications of India's closer relationships with Russia and China in the context of a growing partnership between India and the US?
You know, our relationships with each of these three countries are unique. We have a long-standing strategic partnership with Russia, which of course flows from our strategic partnership with the Soviet Union. And it was based on political support, it was based on economic support, it was based on our the defense, a very strong defense relationship, which helped our defense preparedness. After the Cold War, our opportunities for widening our network of international contacts expanded considerably. And it is in that context that we built closer relations with China. China, after all, is a country with whom we have a 4,000 kilometer border. We have disputes with the border. We have a number of areas where we consider China as a rival. And yet we are intimately connected with China in terms of economic cooperation. It is our largest trade partner. It is a significant investor. Much of our pharmaceutical raw material comes from China. Much of the lithium, for example, batteries for electric vehicles comes from China. Most of our cell phones these days are Chinese cell phones. So these are areas where we have a close interlinkage with China, even while seeing that there is a strategic rivalry which we have to manage. Then you go to the United States. The United States, particularly after 2000, our strategic partnership with the United States really grew enormously. What is it based on? It is based on a number of considerations. One is that we are two large democracies. Another, we have a number of common interests in terms of trade and investment. We are very keen to expand trade and investment relations between India and the US. What about defense? I said earlier that Russia is our main cooperator. Our defense cooperation with Russia is fundamental, but we also want to diversify our defense acquisitions. We want to ensure that we have access to the best military technologies in the world, and there America is a very important partner. And then if you're looking at partnership for creating, for sustaining peace in our region, particularly in the Indian Ocean region, we talked about it in the seminar earlier today, the Indo-Pacific region, America is a very strong partner for us for ensuring that we can sustain peace in the region and create eventually a security architecture in the region that is inclusive and balanced. So each of these relationships has a whole range of important considerations. Now, we do not want to sacrifice one set of relations for another. That is not what is good for an autonomy of foreign policy. You need to go with each country with the areas in which you have convergences. We need to be able to manage divergences with each country, and you have divergences with every country because you have your interests. The national interest is paramount, and your national interests cannot be entirely congruent. There are confluence of national interests, but not congruence of national interests. And therefore, in the interests of maintaining our independence of action, in the interests of ensuring that India can expand its global footprint in the world on the basis of its national interests, we need to sustain relations with each of these three countries and give them each the importance that they deserve.